Have you ever planned a slow cooker meal, came home and realized the house doesn't smell as amazing as it should be because you forgot to plug it in? I've got you covered. Follow along as I turn this pulled pork recipe into an Instapot recipe instead. Whether you remember to plug your slow cooker in or jump right to the Instapot recipe, the ingredients still stay the same. For the dry rub, you'll need 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of ground mustard, a teaspoon of black pepper, no sneezing, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then mix that all together. Then take your dry rub and sprinkle that all over your pork. Now is when you remember to plug in your Instapot. Then we're going to spray it down. Hit the saute button, and we're going to saute our pork on every side just to get it a little brown. While that's sauteing, let's get our sauce together. We need 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, making sure we get it all over the place, of course. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Whoa! Always making a mess. A tablespoon of brown sugar. If you like things spicy, this is where you could put in some hot sauce. My family does not like that much spice. So we're gonna mix this all together. I forgot to add the tablespoon of molasses. Mix everything up, and this is what your sauce should look like. Once your pork is browned on all sides, remove it to a plate. Since we switched to the Instapot, I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of water or broth to the bottom of this because you need to make sure you have a cup of some type of liquid when you're using the Instapot. Ask me how I know that. I'm gonna scrape some of the bits off the bottom here. All that char at the bottom of your pot is yummy flavor. Don't discard it. Then I like to put my onions in on the very bottom to cook those. First, add the pork on top of the onions. That lovely sauce that we made goes on top of the pork. If you're like me, you forgot to plug in your slow cooker, so now is where you put your Instapot lid on. Make sure that it is on sealing. Then we will cook this on high for 15 minutes. And then we will let it natural release for 10 minutes, which means after the 15 minutes is up, you just let it sit for 10 minutes. Remember, the cook time does not include the amount of time it takes for your Instapot to build its pressure up. See you back in 25 minutes. When your Instapot hits 10 minutes, or 11 minutes in my case, I forgot, hit the cancel button and carefully release any pressure that might still be in there. If you do have some, all of this will put the steam off and it'll be hot. Be careful and carefully open your lid. Again, making sure all the steam you don't get burned by. This smells really good. I'm gonna pull my pork out here and we will shred this up. I did have to put my pork on for a little bit longer. If you and meat thermometers get along, great thing to test it. If not, just make sure your pork is not pink. Then take your pork and shred it all up. I'm putting mine in a container so that I can pour some of that juice at the bottom of your Instapot on top of this before we make our sandwiches. I like to put a little bit of cheese on my bread. If you remember to get the coleslaw at the grocery store, that would go good on here as well. Here is our Instapot. Was supposed to be a slow cooker pulled pork recipe. I will link below the conversions that I used when you forget to plug in your slow cooker. Let me know in the comments if you would make this for your family. Have a blessed day.